Designing my house in any game is pretty much what I live for. So when you hand me a game with the premise of cleaning up and remodeling a house over and over, can you blame my eyes for going wide? This game has all the positives of redoing the kitchen, but without any of the financial burden or couples therapy. That's not to say there isn't a little bit of headache along the way, but it's out with the old and in with the new on House Flipper Date Night. When I first got this game, he didn't see me for 3 days straight. He mentioned that he and his brother were playing a game that let them flip houses, and I was like, say no more. I almost bought all the DLCs that same night, but I don't know if he ever would have heard from me again if I'd had. We've learned to keep a close eye on me when I get sucked back into this game, because all my productivity disappears along with it. It's probably the closest I'll ever get to hosting my own HGTV show, so let me dream a little. I'm taking a little break from, oh my god. She bought it like this?
It's set as is.
One of the first steps to flipping is cleaning the place up. That usually involves a lot of sweeping and vacuuming. I always get squeamish when we get the extra dirty houses that have cockroaches crawling everywhere. Oh my god, cockroaches! Ew! The cleaning is kind of a chore, go figure. But probably my favorite part is squeegeeing the windows. It's so satisfying clearing a cloudy window. Now, the irony is not lost on me that I'm cleaning up an inconsequential virtual house when I could be tidying up our own place instead. I'm so confused. Where is the last of this dirt? In my defense, I can't exactly take a flamethrower to all my garbage in the real world either. At least not without arguing over the phone with our insurance company.
Here we go.
The 3 words I would describe you as is aggressive, hostile, and definitely difficult.
Please, Mr. Bob.
I'm irate right now.
Give me the phone.
Please.
When it comes to some of these houses we get for a job, I get really curious what the backstory was. Aside from just run-of-the-mill places in need of an update, there are college rental properties that are a complete sty, and even military bunkers. With the amount of garbage we find in some of these places, it feels almost unlivable.
This house has a secret, boo.
There's a secret?
Yeah, you want to see it?
It has me suspicious that there was a little more than just fraternity parties going on in some of these places. I'm not accusing them of selling me a trap house, but if it was, they'd have to legally disclose that to me, right? Right? I try not to ask too many questions, but can you blame me for being a little suspicious of how that pizza got on the roof? It's safe to say that between the two of us, my boyfriend's the handy one. Whenever something needs maintenance, he's the one down on his hands and knees and screwing things and turning valves. It's all kind of foreign to me, and I'd rather have him reach his hand into the garbage disposal to pull out the spoon I dropped in, cause it's wet and yucky down there. That being said, installing sinks and showers in House Flipper has me feeling a false sense of confidence about being able to pull it off in real life. I'll be sitting there clicking the prompts to set up a new radiator, thinking I'm something of a handy woman myself. Why wouldn't we turn the water off first before we do that? In a lot of ways, it feels like the two of us use this as a stand-in for fulfilling my remodeling needs in real life. It would be an absolute disaster if every time I got an idea for a new color to paint the walls, I went out and acted on that desire. I can already picture a chunk of our office being dedicated to half-used paint cans and crumbled up smocks. It's still not the right color. God damn it, there are so many shades of white. Painting in this game is so great because it takes away all the headache of painting in real life. It's cheaper, causes no mess, and the best part is you can just layer on color after color until you find the one you like. No waiting to dry, no laying out tarps, and no tripping over paint cans. You can't tell me this isn't satisfying watching the roller soak up all that paint before you roll it on the wall.
Tell you what, let's make a happy little sky. Just pull a little bit of the color out and then tap the bristles firmly into the color.
Now, tiling, on the other hand, somehow manages to be as slow and tedious as its real-life counterpart. I'm kind of salty because tiling and I have a love-hate relationship. On the one hand, it looks so good in the kitchen and bathrooms, but on the other, it just takes so long to lay. I swear the first time I tried tiling and paneling, I was sure I was somehow doing it wrong. As it turns out, leveling up your perks really helps out and makes a big difference. But whenever a house has a lot of bathrooms, I brace myself for all the grout laying on the horizon. Needless to say, if we ever redo our own bathroom, he can lay the tile.
My favorite material, tiles.
I've talked a lot about myself, but he's got his fair share of grievances as well. For one thing, unless you've gotten the Garden Flipper DLC pack, there's no way to edit the lawn outside of the houses. It bugs him to no end that after redressing an entire piece of property, that the sidewalk view is still an unkept mess. All the new coats of paint and updated furniture in the world won't change the fact that the lawn still looks like shit. I swear it sounds exactly like the type of thing my dad would gripe about, and I'm starting to get an uncomfortably close look at what our future together has in store.
And despite making the house gorgeous, look at this lawn.
Oh, looking at how the two of us go about decorating really peels back the curtains and reveals how different our tastes are. His houses always use deep dark colors for their theme, and I paint everything bright and light. Honestly, it's a miracle we don't butt heads more at home because of how different our styles are.
Jesus, I did not think this through.
This game doesn't have a time limit, which is both a blessing and a curse for me. On the one hand, my anxiety goes through the roof when games time me, but on the other, I take forever to complete work on a project.
All tasks complete.
In the time it takes me to flip a single house, he'll usually do 2 or 3. My indecisiveness doesn't do me a lot of favors here either. The last time the two of us went to IKEA, I was stuck debating between 2 desks for 3 hours. My boyfriend ended up finding a soft couch and taking a nap after he made up his mind in the first 20 minutes.
I really do like it.
Then you should get it. You deserve something nice.
I do, don't I? But no, it's too expensive. I shouldn't.
All right, then don't.
You know what? I'm gonna get it.
After having played this game, we've both come to the conclusion that I make for a much better contractor than a real estate agent. I'm usually the more patient one between the two of us, but I get so annoyed with how wishy-washy these people are. Do you want to buy a house or not? I swear to God, if I hear this dude complain about having space for his documents one more time, I'm gonna knock a hole through his bedroom wall. What the hell do you need so many documents for anyways? Whenever I play this game, he always crushes me in the resale market. No matter how much time I spend making my house look gorgeous, he always manages to get a higher profit margin on the flips than I do. I just don't get it. I pay attention to the buyer's wants and needs and everything, but he still always comes out on top.
So I just bought a house
Uh-huh.
and then accidentally clicked sell without doing anything in it.
Uh-huh.
And so they were gonna give me like 10,000 less than what I bought it for, but I have the negotiation perk. So I negotiate, and I maxed it because I didn't want to get, like, to not break even, and they accepted my negotiation, and I ended up making, like, $20,000.
Oh my gosh,
But
that's hilarious.
I didn't do anything in the house.
I think it's safe to say that one of the main reasons he kills me in the real estate market is I always go over budget on my projects. I like to tear out everything and really go nuts with the furniture catalog. Everything goes. He is really good about looking at what potential buyers are interested in having, but I just fall down the creative rabbit hole and just start designing the house I'd want. Oh, it's like the vanity of my dreams. Which is to say that when all is said and done and it eventually comes time for us to sell, sometimes I just don't want to go through with it. I pour so much time and effort into making the place look nice that I end up falling in love with it. I'd rather just keep the house for myself and become some kind of property magnate. I want a castle. Can't we just rent the place out?